I'm a little bit self-conscious because I've started doing these weekly posts, and for some reason they always autoplay. And I realized that I always start the show the same way with like, good morning and welcome to another episode of. And now I got it playing back in my head because I say that like I heard myself saying it when it all autoplayed at the same time. It was like a horrible house of mirrors of audio only. But anyway, we're here for our second ever episode of Shop Talk with Nefty Blocks, which is exciting. Of course, Juan and the Nefty Blocks team have been over on our channel doing tons of things in the space for a long time, so you all know them. But I like this little segment because we get to kind of tap in directly to what they're doing and just hear all about it. And I remember like how excited the first season was. Sorry, the first episode, a little thing that we did with Shop Talk was, and I think we were about an hour in. And, Corey basically dropped the phone, picked up the other one, called them Blue, got him on the line. We had Love as Nathan here. Like all the shit happened like in about 2.5 minutes. And we just blew it up. So it was pretty good. I'm excited to see, what the updates are, what's in the mix, and everything else that's going on. So welcome back, Juan. How are you today?
Cool. Thank you for having me here, guys. And today I'm, what can I say? As always, very excited about everything that's going on at Nefty Blocks.
Sweet. Yeah. Corey's still in the mountains. I mean, how's it going?
Can't complain. We were contemplating, I just had some coffee. I was contemplating just digging into the wine early because I'm technically still in holidays. Haven't yet. This whole working vacation thing is definitely the way to go.
Right?
Still working, but like the pace has dramatically slowed, and the view is better. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean it was hard. It like I did the thing from Okinawa as you know, and like it was difficult. It was fun to come back, but it was difficult to come back, right? Like it was, good. So
sure.
and like I guess we're looking at a screen now in the mall gallery, around the mall gallery. So that opened yesterday. That's exciting.
If
you haven't...
I was trying to remember. I guess I can get back through the portal loop. This whole thing, we actually did our first ticketed event. So you can claim NFT tickets, and it'll actually give you access to the uplift just with that ticket. Brings you into Old World, and then it will actually take you straight to the mall gallery once you get through the portal hub. So we're testing out, dramatically expanding the number of people that we can have in game, which is kind of fun.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so we'll have to do one for Nefty at some point.
And again, if you need that ticket, like if you haven't, I think there's not very much time left, but if you haven't picked one up, you can still pick them up, I believe, over at Nefty Blocks on the Uplift World page under the drop section. So
okay, I have to check that out because I haven't the ticket yet.
Yeah, right, and it's free, and it's a cool collector's item.
Highly recommend grabbing one for sure.
All right, let's go with Juan. If you want to give a gratitude, that'd be good.
Ooh, a gratitude. That's good. Yes, and what can I say? I have to say that I'm really grateful for the beautiful team we have at Nefty Blocks and the beautiful friends and relationships we have built since we started this journey on the Wax blockchain.
Having to edit slightly for length, but I think we should be good. Awesome.
Jimmy. I had a really busy day today and I got a lot accomplished, but it was nice like 10 minutes ago to just like make a tea and sit down because I knew that I was going to get to hang out with you. So today, Corey, I'm grateful for my good friend, Corey Cottrell, and Juan as well, but make a new sign for that because I want them to be separated. So my first gratitude is I'm grateful for my good friend, Corey Cottrell. My second one is I'm grateful for everything that that Nefty Blocks has done for the space.
Cool. All right. He was definitely allowed.
Yeah, I remember, like, it wasn't that long ago that we had you back. I'm like, sorry, that we had you here to, release. And maybe 2 months ago, is my guess. I don't know. I'm so, messed up when it comes to time-wise, but like, I don't know. Did you guys have a token 2 months ago? You might not have. That was like a game changer, right? Like,
we had the token by then, but I was also thinking about that. I was talking with Jose recently, and we said, yeah, we should do this, because since we launched the token, it's been like 6 months, and then we realized, no. We launched the token end of August, so it's basically a couple of months, and it feels like it has been forever.
Yep, I resemble this comment. Yeah, it's so tough to gauge time these days because it just
everything is so fast, and so somehow now it feels kind of frustrating because we haven't released a lot of new things in the past weeks, but if I have to be honest, well, it's been only maybe 4 weeks since we haven't released anything, so it's not that much.
No, it's tough to get, especially at this pace. There's like a new game, there's a new something coming out every 5 minutes, right? And so like sometimes I feel that as a pressure that we need to be doing like way more all the time. But every once in a while, and this morning, and actually the whole time I've been up here, I've been trying to like sort of manually take a step back. Okay, like what actually have we accomplished over the last 6 months? And it's bananas. Like what you guys have done is utterly nuts. Like it really, really is. Like the amount of features that you guys have been adding. I mean, we can have you guys on every week. I know, there's going to be tweaks like that. Deej from Kickback was talking about the new system where basically you could stack the number of things that can be claimed by basically a stackable whitelist, right? Which I think we should talk about, right? Which is like, like not like an earth-shattering thing, but it's going to be a new way that people design projects now, right? Because of that feature that you've added.
Yeah, and that one we released it on Sunday, I think, and it hasn't been extensively used. I think Kickback was the first collection to use it, and I think In Blue will use it somewhere this week or next week. But we haven't
sense for Yoshi drops. I hadn't even talked to him about that yet, so I'm glad that he's going to be using it because it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and we haven't even really advertised that feature, but it's basically it's only a new whitelisting mechanism where you can create your whitelist and like make an inventory of what is that wallet holding, and depending on your holdings, the amount of NFTs that wallet is holding, it will be able to claim that same amount of NFTs from a drop.
Yeah, that's good shit. That's probably what I'll do for the R gratitude thing once I actually boot that up. I had this. Well, I mean, I talked to you guys about it before. I'm going to start taking snapshots of the gratitude monuments and the actual little gratitudes themselves, and release that as kind of like a little history project. Not a big deal, right? But I wanted to have that go out there, and I think it would make total sense to just use that for it. I think it'd be really interesting. Yeah, TC. Wow, indeed.
Yeah, and we released that, and I think we have also been working on a very small improvements to our marketplace. Nothing too big, but now you can see the NFT details, the price history of sold NFTs and stuff like that. But I guess that's basically what frustrates me the most. I think our marketplace is a piece of crap.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, like I'll be forth. Yeah, I'll be.
I got tons of feedback about the marketplace, and I know you guys will improve it. And nobody's going to be more critical of it than you guys are, which is why you guys, I think, get so much better, so much faster. One feature request I have though, I want to buy NFTs with Blue, and so I keep asking everyone on Twitter, if you list them for Blue, let me know. But then trying to figure out, like, going back to find them all is hard, right? So, like, could we have a feature where, it's just a drop-down menu that just only shows stuff that's in Blue or Lithium or Ken, for example? Because I've got a bunch of Ken token. Is that something that you guys could? I mean, I know it's something you guys could do, but is that something that you could put into the roster?
Yeah, I think that's something we want to do, but let's say that right now we have more. more pressing issues. We think that right now the platform needs a lot of improvements, and as I said, marketplace is a piece of crap, and I'm ashamed, and I don't care. I say it.
It's kind of nice to be on this side of the fence, to be honest.
So
like, we're usually the ones trying to prioritize things, not getting told like our priorities aren't quite as important as the other ones. So I kind of like it.
No, it's good. No, like this is a perfect time for me to get put on my plate. Okay, so I don't think it's a piece of crap, but like, what would you say are the 3 things that you need to improve about the marketplace, and why?
Well, first, it lacks decent filtering. I think we don't have the good filtering options that we should have there. Then I think it's slow and it's difficult to use. It's and we also lack a good way of allowing people to know what they own. Right now, if you want to know what you own, you have to go to the collection page and there check your inventory for that collection. But if you want to know what you own in another collection, you first have to go to the other collection. And part that frustrates me a lot is that we have a bigger team right now. We are 15 in our team. And we have lots of developers, and we are way slower than we were in the past. And that's okay, because we are training them, they are learning.
You and I just need to have a little support group day, because that is exactly what's going on with the other.
Yeah.
Now, granted, like, we're getting big things done, right? Like, the shops are, like the stuff that's rare, but that's exactly where we're at. And it's weird sometimes. And maybe, like, I don't know exactly how this works or whatever, but I feel like we were getting shocking amounts done in the beginning, and we still are. But like, granted, like, we were also running ourselves to death for the first 90 days. It's like we had to start slowing down and bring more people on, so we didn't all just like start crying in the corner. But yeah. So I mean, it's coming though, right? And this is the thing. Like, I think I started thinking about, what do the next 4 years look like? Because I mean, everybody's going crazy, me included, right? Like, this is the bull market, everything's nuts. Oh my God, we got to get everything done in the next 5 seconds. Or do we though, right? Like, we can make a long arc 4-year game plan and just keep grinding out improvements over and over and over and over again, and just make something that we're all really proud of.
Yes, and that's a little bit what we're doing at the moment. We're saying, okay, stop. I will stop receiving all these kind of requests. It's not that I don't want to support the community. I do want to build a lot of awesome things, but in order to build that, we need to build the proper foundations. We need a very solid base, and that's what we're doing right now. We're saying, stop. Let's go back to the basics. We have now in our team a UI UX expert, and he's working on the new marketplace design. We have already good progress with that, and we already started the development with a different technology, newer versions of many things, and we are building an API that will allow us to do a lot of filtering and a lot of grouping options and so on. There's a lot of things that people have been requesting for the super blends for a while. They say, okay, when you have 10 or not 10, you have 50 blends and you don't even know for which ones you have the ingredients and not. And right now it's impossible for us to deliver that, because all the filtering is done on the client side. It's done on the browser, basically.
Yeah.
That will not work. So we need to work on an API that allows us to properly provide all that kind of filtering and so on. And that's what we are doing. So maybe it seems like we are not doing a lot, but we are doing a lot in the background, all for the backbone of the platform. So that's our focus right now.
Yeah, sometimes you really do, like, we've been working on, like, stuff like social logins and a bunch of other stuff that, and because we had to go backwards from, and you guys have been releasing features over and over and over again, right? But at a certain point, you have to go backwards and go, okay, what are the systemic parts that are holding back another order of magnitude expansion kind of thing, right? And it seems like that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, and I'm with Corey. I wouldn't call it a piece of shit. Like, I was really excited when Nefty Blocks came out. I'm curious. I have a question. When I log in here, it shows top collections. Are these in like any random order, or like? But I mean, we're top 4, so shout out to you guys out there who are using Nefty Blocks for the uplift world. Thank you for that. That's definitely exciting. But like I'm. and yeah, like here's our the drop that we were talking about before. We've sold 3,274 of them for free. So I mean, that's pretty cool. My one complaint was always that like this is for me the one thing that I really hope that you guys fix quickly or update quickly is the fact that I can like actually look at the attributes on the NFTs, because you weren't able to do that. And so like if I want to see something, I have to go to another marketplace, which breaks my heart because like I like to use my Nefty and things like that. But again, I really appreciate the fact that you're coming on here and you're telling us like what you're planning on doing to up it. And I think you're being too hard on yourself, but like, yeah, I mean, overall, it's a really good site. And like Corey said, like some of the bigger things do obviously take time to roll out. And I think anyone in the space that is here and present knows that. So it's just great to know that these are things that are being worked on and the team is expanding. And, you're not just sitting in your lounge chairs drinking out of coconuts and pineapples and dreaming for the day that, wax comes down and you can spend all your money that you cashed in, because obviously like, that's what we do in this fantasy dreamland of crypto world. We just, not at all. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. So that's cool. But I never even thought about a couple of these. Like I never even thought about filtering things by token. So, I mean, that's obviously definitely a good one.
I want to buy NFTs with Blue, like at scale.
Right.
Yeah.
That ability. And I think Lithium too. I know Ken's releasing a bunch of things for Ken token and stuff like that. So I think but again, I think that goes back to, what you were saying, Juan, about, needing to fix some of the backbone stuff so that the filtering stuff can actually be done more efficiently, right? And then it's not just like, add on this little thing that Corey needs, but it's like, 10, 50. Well, what TC was saying, I would love to have an option that scans my wallet and tells me what I can blend, right? So like that, all of that stuff gets back to, you need the API so that you can actually do the filtering more appropriately, right? And like, we'll wait for that. I mean, I'm Nefty for life, so I don't give a shit how long.
Yeah, and that's good. But yeah, we have to go slowly. And as I said, sometimes it's so frustrating because I would like to release many things tomorrow. But yeah, we just have to be patient there and wait. I think that every time we have a better team, a more solid team. At the beginning, we were all relying, for example, on Jose's ability to code. Now we have a huge team, but we are working on many more things at the same time. Also, for example, our infrastructure, we have been working on improving the infrastructure big time, because a couple of weeks ago we had a couple of big drops, and yeah, we were not able to handle the load. I still don't understand exactly why, but 2 days after that we installed 3 new nodes, and that's it's a lot, and we keep on improving on that side. As a matter of fact, today we started our application to become a block producer, which is also very important for us. And yeah, that's a little bit what's going on, and that's it, I would say. Well, not it maybe, but
yeah, no, there's definitely a lot there. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So then what? Yeah. I mean, okay. You guys are fixing all that stuff. Like I think over the next 90 days, that stuff probably gets figured out, right? And the scaling thing, like what a fantastic problem, right? Like you have so many things going on in your platform, and you're like, well, we broke everything. That's one of my favorite things. Like when we get to the point where there's just so much energy and activity around it that you have to like go back to the drawing board to figure out how to handle that stuff. And it's challenging and annoying and whatever, but like, what a great problem to have. Where do you think the space and Nefty Blocks is going to be in 90 days? Knowing that like the last 6 months have been, utterly transformative, really.
Okay. I would say next 90 days, we will have the kick-ass marketplace on Wax.
Go on.
90 days from now, we will have end-to-end creator tools That means not relying on any other platform. Everything will be doable from NeftyBlocks. That will happen first with the ugly user interface that we have, and then with a nice redesign. Right now, we are focusing the redesign on the marketplace and the collector-facing side of NeftyBlocks. But after that is done, and we have the end-to-end collection management on platform with the old version, we will start rebuilding all the collection management tools with a new face. And yeah, we are also introducing a couple of extra things. And by then also for sure tokenomics redesigned. There's something I love, it's making mistakes. We launched the Nefty token and we made a lot of mistakes, and I love it because we learned a lot.
What would you say? What do you think is going wrong with the Nefty token, which I am a huge fan of, by the way?
Well, first thing that will happen is that we will have more things that need to be paid with Nefty, because we need something that to give the token more utility.
Yep.
And the other thing is that I think that, I don't know, I think Jose and me, we love complexity, and we said, fuck complexity now. Our rewards program, it's too complex. Nobody understands it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've never heard Juan swear before. I think
I want that as my ringtone, because that, complexity can be really, really good, but fuck complexity should be duct taped to everyone's laptop.
Yes.
It needs to be simple enough for people to understand, because that ends up becoming the belief and the value proposition in the token. So yeah, I'm totally on board with that. I think that's smart.
And that's the other thing now, subject to we want to ask a little bit the community, and we don't know yet how are we going to involve the community, but we want to switch from staking Nefty to get access to features and so on. Still staking Nefty, but staking Nefty to get rewards. And this staking will not be only staking to Nefty blocks. We plan to do it in a different way, which is providing liquidity on the Nefty Wax pool. And that liquidity that you get is what you should stake to get access to rewards and get access to features. Because I think it makes more sense to do it like that, and also allow people to get rewards in a passive way, not only because of their activity. Of course, the activity will get rewards, but that will be a different kind of rewards, and then we will allow people to go to switch that for Nefty or do different things with that.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, and then maybe we will have to discuss some things, because maybe a blue DAC can be part of that. I don't know. We need to think about how to make that happen.
Literally just messaging the team, like we're supposed to be launching community tools this week, like knowing full well that like that the Nefty Wax pair that you guys were going to be incentivizing, and that's such a huge thing. Like we want to serve your guys' ability to do that. And that's talk about things that we haven't been launching fast enough like that. It's driving me completely totally up the fucking wall, because it needs, like, it's in our wheelhouse. It's what we're designed to be doing. And one of our best friends and projects who's been waiting for us to get that done is, and they're talking about having to go make it themselves. I'm like, no. And if you guys want to, by all means, go do it, because the more we have going on, the better. But I'm gonna light some fires and kick some shit over until it gets done.
And I like that idea too, of like having it serve different purposes on the platform. Like if you have that passive income, but also the income for like basically engaging, creating, buying, being part of the marketplace, that opens up a really nice. Because I've been playing around with another platform recently that's kind of done that, and they've allocated a certain percent of rewards for their drops, for their reward system, to like different factions within the different factors within the platform, like different types of engagement. And I really like that. It's very similar to what we do, in the uplift with our reward structures too. Like nobody knows what these rewards are being, put out there for, because we want to prevent people from gaming the system. But there's a certain cap on every action or every group of actions in the metaverse, and that I think offers for a much more fair distribution of these rewards, rather than always rewarding the same people who do the same thing. You can have this kind of allocation that goes for different types of things, which will reward creators, which will reward purchasers, which will reward passive, stakers who are providing liquidity, all at varying levels. But I think that's definitely gonna bring together a more solid reason to be able to stake these tokens and provide liquidity, which betters the whole space, right?
Yes, and that's very important, because right now we are the biggest provider of liquidity for NeftyBlocks, and I don't really care, but I don't like that it it depends on us. I think that should not depend on us. And it's the same right now. We are paying for the CPU of pack opening or of many things that happen on the platform. And again, I don't mind doing it, but I think that if we really want to be a D app, a successful D app, nothing should depend 100% on us.
Yeah,
things should depend on the community.
Yeah, I think one thing that I've been looking at Taco a lot, right? So basically, to get they add features for other projects. It's super smart.
Yes,
it's a really cool project, right? You have to pay every single time you want to access any feature, right? So like staking Nefty, I think has always been a good idea. I'm a huge fan of it. That's why I have a bunch of it. I'm never, I'm gonna always need it, which is fun. But I mean, you guys add features a lot, like so Deej kickback, for example. Having that thing, like what if having that thing, required that one feature required an NFT? The only way to get it is to buy it with Nefty, right? Like, and again, like staking, fine, right? For like some of the big, kind of the 2 or 3, hey, you want to make a pack, right? Now you need to have some Nefty staked or whatever, right? And maybe just have it set up. So you guys are creating an immense amount of value. And it also ends up creating an immense amount of value for the freaking Nefty token, which everybody wants anyway. So like that, it creates maybe an engine that works a little bit cleaner.
Or what if instead of buying it for Nefty, you dropped it into a staking contract that you never got back, and it was always there, deposited for the community to keep that pool so that it could never run dry? Like that's an interesting concept. That
doesn't work.
There's a project that's doing it, and it's pretty interesting, actually.
Really? How do you do that?
So the idea is that like these tokens will release something on the other side, and then after a certain time period passes, you'll have the tokens that are released on the other side, but those tokens will be locked in that contract that can never actually come back to you.
So basically, you're like buying LP that just gets stuck there.
No, you're depositing. So you're depositing tokens into an LP, but what comes out of the other side of the LP isn't the original token that you put in.
Right. Well, then, you get LP out of that. You're gonna have to use more nouns instead of just random words.
Yeah. So, well, I'm not sure how much the community knows and how much I'm allowed to say about this. So that's part of the.
All right, well, it's something that I definitely.
We can have this conversation off air, but no.
No. Sorry. So that makes sense. Privileged information, on a morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, that's the thing. There's an infinite number of ways for us to kind of mess around with this stuff. And one, to your point earlier, like we're gonna screw up and we're gonna learn from it. Like that's move fast and break things is like literally how we live.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Fast improvement. That's for sure.
Well, I'm excited to 90 days. That's a really long time. Longer actually than the Nefty token's been around, to be honest. But
yes, exactly. That's the point.
but I'm really I'm excited to see the new interface for how people will create NFTs. Like Daniel says, like I'm definitely going to be minting minting my NFTs for Wise Worlds over there on Nefty. Like I'm excited to use it as well. Like there's some things that I've been like thinking about putting in the works NFT wise, and I want to see what you guys come up with. But yeah.
Yeah, there are lots of things that we have in mind and things we want to build, but it just takes more time than what we would like.
Yeah, I eat, sleep, and breathe that. And yeah, this is tough. Like Morton, it's such a good question, but I like every
I'm not
single
sure
time.
how I feel about it.
That's the thing. Like, it's hard to do. Like, I think eventually everybody's going to be doing it. But like, do you guys have that on your radar at all right now?
Well, we don't have really a way to pay with credit card because there are many challenges there with paying with credit cards, and the first big challenge are the credit card fees. So people will have to be okay with paying extra if they pay with credit card. Otherwise, it's very difficult to do.
I think they would though. Like, I don't think that would be a barrier. Like, so, and I haven't looked at the fees, but what's the most that it could be? Like 5% more, 10% more?
Yeah, maybe 5% more. It's
yeah. I mean, I think everyone would pay that, like, because it's such a different thing, right? If you have wax, you have wax. If you have the ability to pay with credit card, like an extra 5%, I don't even think people would blink. I mean, please, everyone in the comments, tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, 5% more is still 5% less than some other blockchains. So it's just
that might be, yes.
But then it's like, have you guys looked at the mechanics of that? I know when Legend was working with that, it was like actually really, really hard as a U.S. company to do the regulation and find a provider that would actually do it. It was a
yes. We have something in mind for that, but it's also it's in our plan. It's not fully paying directly for the NFT with credit card because that has not only all the regulation things, but also the technical things. If I block that NFT and I try to process your card, what happens if your card gets denied? Then am I releasing that NFT back? But then it's not fair because somebody that was not there first. I think it's kind of complex, but we have something.
No, Legend went through exactly all of that stuff, and it's a colossal pain in the ass. So
yes, so we have we have some ideas that are an alternative to that will allow you to pay with credit card. Not maybe immediately in real time, but you will be able to do it. But we have our plan. Once we have the redesign of the marketplace and we have the end-to-end collection management, then we will start a project where we want to make onboarding to Wax way easier for new people, and there we will include these new things that we have in mind to pay, to make it easier for people to come to Wax and be able to buy the drops.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, even if the only thing you were doing was doing credit cards to buy wax in a seamless way, or even like you could buy an NFT that was backed with wax.
Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea better because, like, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm torn because, like, when I pick up things on Legend or some of these other marketplaces that allow me to do that with a credit card, I like it because it's kind of like I'm able to save my wax and I'm able to have these assets that, like, are redeemable for wax. But at the same time, it's kind of like we want to have a use case for wax or these other tokens. So
let me stop you right there because Ken tried to do this too, and I'll explain why this is not correct. Let's go backwards from the only thing we want is for wax to moon, right? The best thing you can do is have people buying NFTs with credit cards. And here's why. Right now, everybody who's dropping big projects, which is the vast majority of all initial sales, right? You'll have, a game like Expansion, for example. They'll come in, they'll do a bunch of sales or the uplift or whatever, and they'll immediately take that wax to go start paying bills. Right. So like we come in as players, users, whatever, we buy a bunch of wax. Cool. Right. We spend it on NFTs. Awesome. They immediately take that wax and go sell it for dollars to pay their bills. So that creates that initial sale is a loop that just goes on and on and on and on and on. And we watch that not have any effect on the price for a year. Right. Here's where it gets interesting. And this is the only thing that I pay attention to anymore. The amount of NFTs that are out there in the secondary market is expanding exponentially now. And the only way to buy and sell those is with wax. Yes. Right. So the sooner we can get more dollar value market cap of the secondary market NFTs, the more wax will pump. So credit card, freaking Nefty, Ken, doesn't matter. Right. You really just need to expand the market cap of NFTs that are out there that are being bought and sold in a regular way. And that's ultimately what forces the supply and demand imbalance that causes wax to move.
Yeah. And the projects now that take credit card as payment, that money doesn't even come to the wax ecosystem at some point. Everything it's outside. For
right.
example,
Well, and now, like when you take those things to the secondary market, you're not going to do it for dollars. You're going to do it.
yeah,
For
if they secondary market, yes, but primary sales paid with credit card, that money is never in the blockchain.
But the thing is, it wouldn't have been anyway.
Yeah, true. It would have
not,
been there for a
so
short time.
In large part, it basically is just closing a loop that was going on anyway.
Yeah, true.
And
I like it. I still like your original statement a little bit better, though, whereby you would buy an NFT that was backed by Wax and use that to buy the drops.
Well, basically, this is the thing. Like what Nefty could do, and I don't know what they're doing, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I really don't know. But like, this is an interesting way to do it, right? Like you get around like selling an NFT for dollars. As far as regulation is concerned, that go ahead. Nobody gives a shit. It's just a product, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that NFT happened to be a pack that had Wax in it, no one's ever seen that before. So, you could just basically do that, right? So it's not Simplex where you're buying a cryptocurrency for dollars. It's, Nefty or whoever else wants to do this, where you're buying an NFT for dollars. And when you rip that NFT pack, it just happens to spit out Wax, right? It's a really, really.
Or when you burn that NFT, it just happens to give you the drop that you're interested in.
Well, that's a whole fuck complexity, Jimmy. Fuck complexity.
Yeah. Remember, we have to keep things simple.
Well, I know, but simple enough to do it, but difficult enough so that they can't slap regulations on it the second.
No, I think that even just having buying an NFT for dollars perfectly fine on regulation. Really, like buying cryptocurrency for dollars is actually not that big of a deal either. But you can skip that whole step. Right? I don't know if you've been to Nefty before, but you can just buy an NFT that happens to be a pack, rip the pack, and it spits out cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
it's kind of fancy, right? So like that's all you need to do it.
I just get excited about possibilities.
Indeed.
Yeah, but something like that will come. Definitely will come. Because
shipple packs, exactly.
No. Go ahead.
No, Morton said like the shipple packs.
Yes,
that's exactly it.
Like the shipple packs.
We did it with Aether on the last uplift drop.
Yes,
and I know. I mean, Nefty obviously did it with Nefty. I think Ken do that too, or did he?
No, Ken didn't do it, but Expansion also did it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, man, I missed that Expansion token drop. Dang it!
I should have bought more. But
I got the lower one, but the bigger one sold out really quick.
Oh yeah. I got one extractor. Like I've never pulled a mythic before, Jimmy. You know that. I have worst luck ever. I pulled a mythic extractor on there, and it's like a mint number 1, which is like, wait a minute, that's not right at all. And the minimum price on that thing is like $70,000. So I'm like, I'll sell it for $200,000. My wife's student loan. We'll just shoot that in the face. Somebody wants to buy that. But like, honestly, like I have such high hopes for their game. Like I'm expecting 6 months from now to like, if it does sell, I mean, yay, who cares? I got a lot, more stuff because I actually spent a bunch of money on land and shit like that. But like, anyway, it might it might end up like I might feel burned because I only made $200,000 off that one NFT, which is insane.
First world NFT problems.
Exactly. Fun problems.
So I am as another question as well. Are there any documents on the new staking? He wants to know.
No, not yet. That's something we're going to publish. We have to first fine-tune everything. Then we have planned to include a couple of members from the community which have certain knowledge on tokenomics and so on. We also want to include some of the collections that are staking Nefty at the moment to get their feedback, and then we will publish this and we will implement it to be fully automated on the platform. But it's not it's not public yet. It's something that we're working on internally.
Awesome.
Cool. And if you guys have any more questions out there in the comments, please drop them in.
That will come.
But I'm excited. I'm super excited about the NFT space. And Corey kind of asked this, but I wanted to spin it a little bit of a different way, right? Like especially even in Wax, we've been looking at this, and the price has gone nuts, faster than we could even maybe put up the monument, right? In the world. Lots of people paying attention to it. And Wombat now, they're coming into the space, right, with their wallet and all of their users, and they're pumping like crazy things into it. Like, what's your take on the market in general, and like people coming in, and have you seen a big influx in users?
Well, yes, I think that the last 2-3 weeks have been crazy. The amount of transactions has gone up, 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 up. I think this week is the first week that it starts to cool down a little bit. But before that, it was crazy, crazy, crazy. A lot of activity.
Yeah, that's good to know that it's trickling down then too.
OpenSea, like all you have to do is watch the news on OpenSea all the time, right? Like every single time that on the news, like OpenSea dropped by like 30%. I'm like, yeah, because it probably tripled yesterday, right? Like that, that's obviously been what's going on, on Wax, right? Having like 10, 15, $20 million days, whatever it is now. It's completely, totally ridiculous. So when it drops by 50%, it's just the record we hit last week, right?
Yeah.
So it's still like we're on an absolutely exponential curve right now, and it has to cool down. Like, I mean, Wax, as far as I'm concerned, is like 25% off right now, right? Like down like 75% or whatever. And honestly, like, it could drop down to where it broke out at 50 cents or whatever. And that's just the record that it broke 10 days ago. So,
yeah, true.
People get really, really used to Wax just being right around $1. Like, that's ludicrous. Wait till it's 10.
Right. Yeah, and it's really interesting to think that Wax is around $1. It just makes calculations really easy, and also really difficult because it's like, I don't know if I want to spend $1 for this NFT anymore when I think that Wax might go to $1.50, right? So it becomes like this interesting, kind of wrestle with your brain type of scenario. Like I know, like on the markets as well, like I had to go in and look at all of my open listings because I was like, oh, okay, well, like some of these I might sell and that would be great, but like now some of these are like way too high if they're priced in Wax, like from what I had originally thought. So canceled, moved some of the orders, like some of them were too low, like and I lost a couple of them, but I'm kind of glad to hear that it is this trickle down thing to the NFTs as well, and people aren't just stacking the Wax. So
yeah. So TC, I can't believe you haven't seen this yet, but you can absolutely buy and sell drops with Lithium on Nefty Blocks.
Well, the blue memberships were one of the ones that were up for Lithium as well, right?
Yes.
True.
So, and yeah, there were a few things over on Ken's page that were up for Lithium, I believe.
Yes, there have been many. I think that there was also NFT Stonkers. They also did something with Lithium. Yeah, I think there have been many drops with
a bunch of blue too. And seriously, anyone within the sound of my freaking voice, if you launch any drops whatsoever with blue, immediately tell me, because I'm gonna buy some. Unless they're just completely stupid. Like they've got to be utterly dumb for me not to buy them. Yeah. Super stoked. Oh yes, Miss Teen Crypto. Yeah, she's gonna be launching her own T token. Oddly enough, people are gonna be able to buy NFTs and they're just gonna spit out Teen token because I don't understand why anyone would do it any other way at this point.
Funny because I read that I read that as Steen token, and I was wondering what a Steen was.
You are a weird person. No, but that's not crazy. It looks like Teen token, $sign. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, TC's. I need to get out of the game to see what's happening. Yes, that might be a good idea. Now, what they're accomplishing in game is completely and totally revolutionary. So there's that.
Yeah,
TC's been crushing it. Indeed.
Yeah.
So
what we still need to do is build the NeftyBlocks headquarters on the Uplift world, but we haven't. Yes. But we will have to stack it next to the Alpaca Worlds because that's the land that we have.
We could work on that. We don't want to mess with the alpaca stuff. I think. Let me put my thinking cap on because I think there might even be a spot in Genesis. I'll figure it out. You guys need to be like. Actually, I have a better idea. I need to talk to you off air about it. But like, you guys have become so integral to what we're doing, and like that relationship, I think it's going to last for a really, really long time. I have a bigger idea.
That's cool because that's this is kind of a not side project, because we're working on a different project with Betsy and so on, and we have something in mind that it's called the Nefty Club, and we need a place to hang around. So it would be
Nice.
amazing if the Nefty Club is in the Uplift world.
I got you. I know where to put this.
And that's great. Like people that just to shout out people in the comments too, like offering up land for Nefty, which is really nice to see. So thank you all for that. But speaking of which, the alpaca and the alpaca world's plot, we definitely need to get a featured blog post up about that, because I know like the last time that we did the journey show, you guys had a lot that you had built out there already. So I'm excited to see what it's become. But we definitely need to go in there, take some photos, get on the line with your builders, and put that up on the official site, and because it's a really cool build by some really unique individuals.
Yeah, and we need to update that, because also with Alpaca Awards we have something finally coming up. It's that's another thing that I'm ashamed of, because we haven't been able to work on Alpaca Awards the way we would have expected. I think Jose and me, we have been focusing on NeftyBlocks too much, and Alpaca Awards was like on the side. But now we have a very solid plan, and we plan to release to make a new release of Alpaca Awards before the end of the year, and there will be a lot of more activities and gamification, everything much more interactive. And yeah, we definitely also want to do something with our plot on Uplift with Alpaca Awards for this new release.
It makes me smile how hard you are in yourself, because like I remember one of the first times we ever had you on the show and you were talking about Nefty Blocks. It's like, yeah, we wanted to do this stuff with Alpaca Worlds, but like there was no place for us to do it. So we just decided to build Nefty Worlds and like change the whole ecosystem. And now we don't have time for Alpaca Worlds anymore.
Yeah, and that's not good. Because everything started with Alpaca Awards. So
yeah, it'll come back. And this is the thing too, like, Nefty Blocks and Uplift and Blue Deck and like all of our friends projects that the ones that stick around for a year, 2 years, 3 years, they're going to be well-oiled like beasts of machines by then, right? Like I'm stacking ideas and projects and stuff that I definitely want to do. Like I've got a half dozen things that I know I'm going to do. I don't have time for it right now, right? I don't think we're going to have time for quite a while.
Yeah.
But hashtag good problems, right? Like we're building these really, really amazing, things that people are going to be using, right? Like it's going to be, the rest of the stuff got backburnered because the community needs what you guys are building so much that you kind of just have to, lean into it, right?
Yeah, but it's very difficult, because sometimes it's also a lot of responsibility. When I think about it, there's a lot of people making a living out of the platform we have created. It's all their income depends on that. It feels like it's a lot of weight on our shoulders, saying, yeah, what happens if we disappear tomorrow? No, we can't. We just can't. There's a lot of people relying on that, and we have to be there to make sure that Nefty Blocks is up and running all the time.
Yeah, man, I'd say that's their weight, not yours. And like, if they're the community that we know them to be, like, they're gonna hold you up, not the other way around. They shouldn't be holding you down. So, and I know, like, you're not saying that, but like, honestly, like, every time I hear anything complimentary about Wax, like Nefty Blocks and the marketplace is very soon to follow. Like, people love you, and they love what you built, and they love what you're doing, and the way that you. Corey brought up Deej. We've had it ourselves. We know many projects that have like reached out to you, and they're like, yeah, we want this feature. We want something to like do this. And like, we want a list. We need help. We need guidance. Like we send them to you guys, your core team. And like, we hear back in very quickly that you guys have helped them out and you've sussed them all out. And so I think, right now, Corey mentioned it the last time we were on the stream with you, right? Like this is the project to beat right now, right? Like you guys are leading the path. You're charging with the bulls. You're bringing Wax to where it needs to be when it comes to marketplaces and drops and blends and all of this other stuff that nobody else has ever done before. So yeah, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself, because the community loves you, and they probably will for quite a period of time, I would imagine.
Yeah,
it's just true. I mean, we have to be hard on ourselves,
Yeah.
To get the improvements to come out as fast as we want, right? Like that dissatisfaction is why Nefty Blocks has been, growing with leaps and bounds. But I want you guys to be around for a long time, right? Like, honestly, I don't honestly even care what you get done in the next 90 days. I care what you guys are doing in the next year to 4 years, right? Like, taking that long of a view on it, we're all going to be around. We're all going to be doing stuff. Everybody who is here this early is going to be really freaking excited they were. And, we're going to see what it looks like when we fully realized all of our combined visions.
Yeah, and I think that's what matters. How are we planning for the upcoming years? And
Right.
and that's what is very challenging, finding the right balance between what needs to be done now and what we should say, wait, I need to build the right basis.
Yeah, it's tough for sure. Especially like, that a lot of people want everything right now and they don't understand why you haven't built it. Like, well, physics, I guess.
Just wait, Corey. Wait. You're in the queue. Wait.
No. It's weird looking that way to talk to you.
Right?
Yeah, but it's fun.
Especially because you have to look the opposite way of the way you think you're going to look too.
Right. Yeah. I was actually really excited that I got it right the first time. Totally accident.
Great. But yeah, definitely awesome. Like, if there's anything else you want to shout out before we wrap it up, but I like the fact that this is the second time. We're definitely going to have a third, fourth, and fifth to bring you back to keep people updated on Nefty Blocks and do the Shop Top episode, because I think it's valuable for the community. It's valuable for us. Like, I love listening to like you brainstorm and hear what's happening. So do you have anything to lead us out there with, Juan?
Yeah, well, I think that I don't have anything else to add, but I would really like to say thank you to all the community. Thank you for all the support. And when we do something wrong, please don't be so hard on us. Believe us, we are really doing our best here to make it right for you guys. But yeah, thank you for the support. That's the most important thing.
If anyone says one negative word in Nefty Blocks, fuck you. Just in the face. Fuck off.
Right.
Go to Ethereum, you shit heel. That's all I can say about that. Like, you guys are the kindest, nicest, coolest team in Wax, and like we get a lot of people that are frustrated that we're not building, breaking the space-time continuum to get things done. Fine, right? Like, that's like great. But like, I can't even imagine people being negative to you guys. It drives me bananas. So just like, and really, like, nobody here is going to do that watching this. But if any of you guys see it, please pass along my hearty go fuck yourself to whoever has the audacity to say anything bad about it.
Right. I mean, by the way, I have a bone to pick with you, Corey. Who gave you permission to release my contract out into the world? Because I had somebody tell me the other day to do my job, which is very interesting because nobody knows what my job is. Like, I don't even know what my job is half the time. So yeah,
wait,
to that person, screw you too, by the way.
I mean, your job. Here's the thing, like when we're obviously doing the show and we're doing tacitly, we're doing sort of marketing and outreach for the Uplift, the entire time that we're doing any of this, right? Like, that's kind of the fun way that we've been building all this stuff up. But like the number of blog posts that you've been putting out far exceeds what we expected from you for your job, right? So like, yeah, to that person too, just a hearty.
No, I like it, but like, people, the community keeps us demanding, but there's good ways to keep us there's good ways to keep us, on track and question. I mean, a lot of those people are in the comments here today, right? And they do it in a way that like motivates us. They do it in a way that keeps us better, and that's what we need. Like, that's what Nefty needs. Exactly. That's what all projects need.
100%.
We don't need people whining.
Right. Yeah. Constructive criticism and like collaboratively helping. Right. Yeah. Like, I've had conversations with probably almost everyone in the comments right now that are about that. Right. Because we're not perfect. We're not going to get anything right. And we want to improve just as quickly as everybody else wants us to improve. But, when we're all doing like 35,000 freaking hours a day, the way you come at us is going to have an effect.
Yep.
A request for rarity option on their marketplace because Atomic Hub is doing it. Fair enough. And I mean, you guys took a lot of business from Atomic
That
Hub.
one,
So
the rarity filter for the marketplace, that should be out this week.
There you
go.
Yeah, that's already in the works for the old version of the marketplace. For the new version, we have much more than the rarity filter, and I hope people will really love that, and especially when you have to buy fast and do. Oh, I want that. The new version will that one I think I will be proud of. The current one, even with the rarity filters, I still think it's a piece of crap. But it will be a usable piece of crap once we have the rarity filters in place.
Fair enough. Jorge, we see your question and raise you an answer. Great.
There you go. It'll be a usable piece of crap soon.
Yeah.
And that, honestly, the usability thing, like we make that call all the time. Like it function over prettiness is, I mean, that comes first, and then you can iterate and kind of make everything all smooth.
Yeah, remember that we did when we built the first version, we didn't have a web designer, we didn't have a UX expert, and so on. For the new version, we have all of that in place, and I think that one, should be something really much better.
Cool. Jimmy, go do your job. Before we take off, Juan, is there anything else you want to throw out there before we go? I know he asked you already. I just want to give you another chance.
No, I think I'm
nailed it.
I'm okay with it.
Cool. All right. I mean, it's not like we won't have you back as soon as we can get you. So there's that. Jimmy, fire off a chop. Let's go on about our day. Bam. Nice. Okay.